quite help it. It's so overwhelming sometimes.
Hey Rougies, hey Rougies, hey Rougies, hey Rougies. I'm Zeboria and you know me as RUSUR. I'm an award-winning artist on projects like Cyberpunk 2077 and Beyblade Burst, and I made history as the first black band in K-pop. Today I'm sharing with you exactly what it took to go from making covers in my bedroom to acting in an international K-pop drama. This is a 4-part series I like to call Road to K-pop. Welcome to part 3, where we're taking a deep dive into how to keep growing. Now this one is taking a left turn from how to physically do things and more focusing on a mindset, focusing on how to plan. Most of what I do, 90% of what I do, is planning and then I execute. And the planning process is what makes everything else way more efficient and easier to do. You think about all of the possibilities that could happen, the good and the bad, and then you focus on how can I make this the best that I can possibly make it. Obviously, you know, based on my intro and based on if you've seen this journey, we have continued to grow. And this growing isn't stopping. You're watching the evolution, and as we evolve, I want to find ways to show you that there's no limit. In doing that, well, hey, here's the new content, but also I'm always trying to see what's next in the world. So I guess this could be a good time to announce that I'm starting to open up a secondary channel more for commentary. But it's not going to be like this. I'm going to be focusing on showcasing my mascot, the RUSUR mascot. I mean, we still have to name the RUSUR mascot, maybe Junior RUSUR. I don't know, RUSUR Junior. Either way, we're always trying to find ways to move forward and to keep growing, because us as human beings, we're meant to keep expanding. So the question is though, where do we start? And this is a great point in which I want to show you quite literally how I developed every part of this brand, the RUSUR brand. I want to take us into the world of what I was doing. Let me show you my screen here. This started, I didn't just start doing K-pop. I've always been a fan. I've been a fan since I was, 11. But I started doing covers that I was more comfortable with, which was like R&B. It started with covers, and it started like this.
ROUGIE, baby.
Yeah.
Day to night to morning. Keep with me in the
No, man, why don't you say so? Didn't even know this.
no punches after roll with.
Why don't you say so?
Day to night to morning. I let you had a notice.
Why don't you say so? As you can see, that was a Doja Cat song. That was a remix of a Doja Cat song. So kind of like we were talking about in part 1, how to make covers, how to make it your own. I took a song that you already knew and I made it into my own genre, into how I usually sing it. And then what I decided to do was add another verse. The reason why I was doing that was my mindset was maybe when they see me perform their song, maybe they'll see something and maybe we'll be able to work together. That never really happened. However, I did get a lot of interactions with the managers, with the band members, with the artists themselves, sharing it on their feed, all this kind of stuff, because I was creating something that was valuable to them and valuable to me, and then sharing it. We've already talked about how to make covers. We've already talked about that trajectory, but I want to show you this looks completely different than what you see now, what you see today. You know, today we have the visualizer, we have music videos, it's completely different. But I worked with what I had, and then I expanded from there. I worked with what I had, and I expanded. So I'm going to show you step by step how this actually looks. So you see this first cover, you know, full facing, Just got my condenser mic, my headphones, I'm recording, right? Now let's take a look into the next adjustment that I did. I added a fisheye lens, iconic. And then we took away the mic, trying something new.
Quite help it, it's so overwhelming sometimes. I wanna stick a cigarette in my...
And with that, also, you can see that there's now more like moves, kind of dance moves, something a little more entertaining.
Eyes closed,
And oh, I'll tell you right now, this was pretty special for me because I kind of feel like I brought in the fisheye lens look once I started posting on TikTok, because, you know, I started going viral and stuff. But as you can see, boom, we added a fisheye, trying something new, trying to expand the world. Okay, now let's go into the next part. Oh, with this cover, now you can see this was the set. This was the latest set, and I added a red color. I'm RUSUR, so, you know, I want to add some red to it. This was just like a small little like rock lamp, and so I wanted to see if I can make it bigger. So anyways, you see this.
baby, what goes up must come down. Don't go thinking I'm the one now.
And so now I started harmonizing with other artists to show like, this is what it could look like if we were working together. I was really trying to find my angles. And even the artist, Benny Main, he responded to this cover. There are 2 comments, and one of them is of the artist himself. So this is kind of how you can show like the potential. You're showing your potential before it's actually a full thing. I knew where I was going to be before I even got there. A year before I even got there. But I knew that I would get there. Because the only time that you fail is when you give up. And so you can take one step forward every single day and you will get there eventually. Listen, if you set certain time dates for you, like, yeah, you might fail based on your expectations, but you will still get there if you keep working towards it. Next part, I started to add the artist cover. I wanted to make it look a little more professional. And look at this jump. This was a pretty big jump here. What we did here is we added like the lyrics, right? We have lyrics now. And look, oh, now I got a poster. Now the lighting's looking a little better. I added an extra light. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now, what's so beautiful is that from here, we started to get the look. We started to get the look going. So here's my smoke hole cover. You can see the background is like with my branding on it. I, you know, added like the titling. We're adding a lot of stuff here. Oh my gosh, and now we got the high contrast red. We have my, you know, the first season, the pre-season outfit going. So as we took it there, obviously you guys can continue down and see how the lighting changed, how the look changed, how I started doing transitions. You can see that all along the way. And you can also see that on the RUSUR archives that I'm dropping right now. What's so amazing about this progression is you can find it all on Instagram. You can find it all on YouTube. You can find it here and on Instagram, and you can understand exactly what I did because I wanted to share the blueprint. And this right here is the blueprint. But after you do, you know, all these lighting, you can only go so far with that. So how do I keep growing? How do I keep growing? Well, newsflash, you can't do it by yourself. After you get to a certain level of success, you're going to need to start to get other people involved so that you can keep growing. And that's why I sent out an audition. I sent out an audition and said, hey, I'm looking for a female counterpart. Why? Because for the K-pop covers that I was doing, I couldn't sing the girl songs. the girl group songs. And so I'm like, all right, let's see who's out there who's willing to put in that work. And lo and behold, we got Jade, right? We got Jade. Let's give a little intro to Jade. Oh, hang on, right here. Little intro to Jade.
Hey ROUGIEs, my name is Jade, and RUSUR himself has chosen me to be his official counterpart.
She's amazing. She really is my counterpart. She helped, she created the edits on the behind the scenes. She's been doing a lot. She's been amazing. Jade, I love you. Thank you so much for being on the team. And then after that, we invited Romeo. We invited Sophia. But the question is, why did they want to join? Well, it was because I was able to show them where I was going. I had a crazy idea in my mind, and we decided to take it even further. But keep in mind, even between the covers and having a counterpart, finding new members, and starting ROUGIE's club, I decided to take it into full covers. And then I made my own songs. And then I entered K-pop competitions. And then from there, I'm like, okay, well, how much further can we take it? I started working with Young Minnie because she reached out to me as a producer from Korea, and she said, hey, I want to make music with you. Well, then we started making our way towards making K-pop, right? So I learned Korean, well, enough. I learned Korean, and I found a songwriter that is Korean to rewrite my song One Way Home into Korean. Like, all of these things were created through me understanding where I wanted to go, the crazy idea I had, and then backtracking, finding the steps and sharing with people, here's where we're going, here's where we're at, and I want you to be a part of this journey. Honestly, I'll tell you this right now. It's only lonely at the top if you bring yourself. So find your community. Strengthen your community. Celebrate with your community. We're going to be eating together. All of you guys who have been here on this journey, you get to really relish in the fact that you saw me, you got to know me, you got to hear my music before the world did. And I want to give you that chance. I don't want to be pushing, like all these ads so that everyone listens to my music. I know that my music is good because I've won awards for them. I've worked on the biggest projects with them. I know that what I make is good. That's not the point. I don't care if other people know that my music is good. I care that you were curious enough to find it. And I want you to feel like this is a treasure. This video is probably going to just have a couple hundred views for a while. And that's okay. That's totally fine, because what we have here, if you're willing to listen, is treasure. It's valuable. And you can take that and use it to your advantage. I think you are smart enough to do so. I think that my ROUGIEs are intelligent enough to be curious when they think it's valuable for them. So if you guys want to, stay up to date with what's going on though, hey, join the Discord. We got a great Discord going. I'm really happy to have a crew with me. We got moderators. We got the ROUGIEs fam. All the details. If you want to chat with me, hey, right there. I'll talk with you, no problem. All right. Now, I wanted to show this sequence for you, because all along the way, how do I keep growing? I keep learning. I keep challenging myself. I keep trying to do better than the last video that I did. And when you open your mind with how instead of why, or like, how can I get there instead of, oh, I can't do this, oh, it's too hard or whatever. I'm opening my brain to try to find a solution, and that's what leads to this history. We made history because I wanted to find a way to keep moving forward, even if the K-pop industry didn't really accept me in. I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. I'm very candid with this, guys. I had a goal to just be a writer, to be a songwriter for K-pop. And as I was doing covers, I met up with certain people who were signed to publishing companies for K-pop, and I wrote music with them. It didn't really turn out. That's okay. I kept going. And then I started having viral videos on TikTok. And these videos, like Isuman, and like from SM, you know, they actually, you know what, let's take that example. They shared my content to promote their artists, and I didn't get anything but exposure. But I wanted to be exposed to them who saw my content and didn't reach out to me. Listen, I'm a songwriter. They didn't ask any questions. I was just creating content for their artists and free advertisement, right? Listen, I did all of that to try to get in. But unfortunately, I wasn't allowed in. So I found my own way in. You don't have to wait for somebody else to let the door open for you to open those doors. If you have a key, try the doors. Try the different doors, try the different options, and find that way in. I had to learn Korean. Yeah, that's hard, but you got to make it work somehow. And here's the reality. The only reason why I was able to do all of that work was because I'm passionate about it. So I want you to focus on growing where you feel passionate, because passion is the energy. It gives you the energy to keep moving forward. Even through all these things, all these moments where I'm getting a no, or I'm getting shut down, or I'm not being contacted, it didn't matter because I knew that I was passionate about this project, and I wouldn't stop until I saw what I wanted to see. And we made history, and that was the beginning. And then we went to Korea, and because we went to Korea and filmed a music video, and I decided, hey, I want a monologue in Korean. Well, you know what? Guess what? Making that monologue in Korean got me the audition to be a part of CBC's Gangnam Project. So now I'm a professional actor because I went out of my way to do what I believed would move me forward and that I was passionate about. So do you see? We are meant to keep growing. We're meant to keep expanding. But the question is, are you going to stop yourself? Because that's the only way that you fail. That's the only way that you don't move forward, is when you are your worst enemy and you tell yourself, I can't do it. How am I going to get this? How am I going to get this money? You got to figure out how exactly you can make the plan to make it happen. When I talk about keep growing, it's almost like we're trying to show the world who we are. But we are so complicated and we're so complex that if you just share with it, I do this and I do this and I'm this and it's too much information. I can't take in all of who you are when you share it with me today here. I needed to live your life. So how can you show who you are and expand what people know you for? It's by sharing your stories. And that's how you keep growing in the minds of others. You already are enough. But people don't understand exactly what you're made of, because you are all of your lived experiences. So finding ways to share that in creative ways helps people get a chance to understand your story and sit around to hear your story, because you're showing it in a way that they can receive it. Writing songs, making art, all these things based on your point of view is going to help you keep growing in the minds of others. When it comes to keep growing on social media, I can't stress this enough. Numbers don't matter. You matter. And you will have the opportunity to find your audience when the time is right. As long as you stay focused in sharing your stories, it will always come back to benefit you tenfold. So don't worry about the algorithms, because hey, listen, the algorithms aren't always nice to me either. I don't care. Listen, I did these covers, I got what I needed to then get to the next step, and the next step was becoming an actor. And now I want to, use my RUSUR platform, as you guys have seen, to build a community, to share the talented artists that I see around me, that I see on YouTube. All of this entire journey is here so that you can take the time to show who you are and what you're about and what you're passionate about. So take your time, plan every step of the way, all the way to the craziest dream that you can imagine. Because making history that's just a step in where I'm trying to go. I can explain to you where I'm trying to go, but I kind of want to keep it a secret. It's going to be fun if I show you rather than me telling you. But I guess what I could say is I've been hinting at it in all these videos on YouTube. One day I will share with you exactly where I've been trying to go once I get there. But I'm so excited for me to show you along the way how much is possible. Listen, this camera itself, I would not have been able to even get this if I didn't position myself to become an actor and have like a decent role so I can pay for this. But now we have this high quality gear. Now we have something that no one can take from me. I mean, if you steal it, but please don't. I'm just trying to help the community. I'm trying to help people out, Please, knock on wood. How to keep growing. Keep being yourself. And keep searching for new pieces of you by learning, by acquiring knowledge, by gaining wisdom. You will start to understand just who you are if you continue to believe that you matter. And I'll tell you right now, I wasn't born with a talent to sing. I really wasn't. The only talent that I had was stubbornness. I didn't want to stop until I did it. I told people when I was like 6 or 7, I'm gonna be somebody. And I felt the pressure of that until I made a history. And for me, I'm still not satisfied. I want to make a new goal. And that's the beauty of it. You can just keep challenging yourself. Keep aiming for Mars. Listen, if you made it until here, I really appreciate you. This is real. This is a real conversation. These are conversations I have with myself, with my team, ROUGIE's Club. And conversations that I want to share with you, and I hope that it hits. Because this is why I do everything else. I'm doing all these other things out of necessity, singing, all this kind of stuff, just so that you believe that I'm worthy enough to share with you something of value. I really want to just reach you and let you know you matter. You can keep growing. There's no limit, so don't limit yourself. Aim for Mars. Don't shoot for the moon. Aim for Mars. Oh, that was real. This has been part 3 of Road to K-pop, and we took a deep dive into how to keep growing. I hope that these words and these messages have reached you. If not, watch it again, because I'm giving you absolutely everything I've learned over a 10-year span just in these 4 parts. So, I hope to see you in the next one, but until then, stay curious, stay creative, stay ROUGIE.
I love you like I won't love again.